Your company just rolled out Microsoft Copilot. Leadership say it's the future. Your manager says use it. And you're sitting there thinking, use it for what exactly? Because the AI outputs are patchy. The training was a 30-minute Teams call 6 weeks ago, and nobody's actually told you what problem you're trying to solve with it. Well, I've been through exactly that. And I did find a couple of things genuinely worth your time, not because Copilot's magic, but because once you understand what it's actually good at, you can stop guessing and start getting something back from it. 2 quick use cases I'll take you through. Honest results, let's go. Before I show you anything though, let's acknowledge what most Copilot rollouts really look like at work. You get an email from IT saying that Copilot is live, maybe a short deck, or maybe a Team or Zooms call if you're lucky. And then nothing. You're left on your own, figure it out, fend for yourself. And you've probably tried it and you've got vague or wrong outputs and been put off. That's not a you problem. The tool is genuinely inconsistent when you use it in isolation. A generic prompt into a generic AI is always going to give you a generic answer. But here's the thing, Copilot inside Microsoft 365 is doing something different than ChatGPT or Claude just on the open web. It's not just a language model. It can search across your company's actual data. Your emails, your Teams conversations, your SharePoint files, your meetings. That access to your organization's information is the real advantage. Not magic, not intelligence, just context that your other tools don't have. Once I got my head around that and understood that, these 2 specific use cases started saving me actual time, and that's what I'm going to show you today. Use case 1, and both of these are going to use a research agent, and I'm going to show you 2 different ways that I use them. And this one, honestly, it saves me at least 5 hours, I would say, every week. As someone that works with teams across time zones, both to the west of me and to the east of me, just because I'm not at my laptop working doesn't mean that stuff isn't happening. And regularly I'll come in the next day and 1,000,001 things have happened overnight, and I've no idea where I actually stand, and I have to spend a good hour the first thing in the morning trying to catch up and figure out what's actually happened. With this, I can have it do it for me. So because Copilot here has access to my emails, my Teams messages, and all of that good stuff, it can search across all of those. So we'll come in, we'll select the research agent, and the prompt that I run is this. So review my Outlook emails and my Teams messages, and then provide me with a summary of the last insert amount of time. It might be 1 day, you might be coming back from leave and had a week off. Stick in the time frame here, stick in the date. That just constrains it to the actual time period you're interested in. And then you tell it the output that you want. So I want a summary by project or work stream. And then I guess most importantly, I need a prioritized to-do list so I know how to plan my day and where to start. And then finally, format that all in a nice, easy to read table that I can just take and I can just start executing on. And then finally, a summary of things that have happened that I need to know about, but don't specifically need to make any action on. And then go in here, just make sure all the sources are selected that you want, and away you go. Spend a bit of time here just going through and just answering any of the clarification questions. That's only going to get you a more accurate answer. Choose the length of the report that you want. I've never come across a scenario where I've needed to hit the long option here. Short is always way more verbose than I actually need anyway, so always short, and away it goes. Go and make yourself a coffee, come back in about 5 minutes or so. And here we go, I've made my cup of coffee, I've come back, and here we go. Here's a nice structured summary of everything it's found in terms of updates of things that have happened in specific work streams, specific projects. You can see the little grey boxes, that's the sources where it's got that information from, so the specific Teams message, the specific email, etc. So you can go ahead and if something doesn't quite sound right or you need a bit more context, you can click into that, it'll take you straight through to that mail or Teams message. And then here's my to-do list. Again, apologies a bunch, this is blurred out, it has to be. And my FYI table. And again, I can convert this straight to a Word doc by clicking on the button at the bottom there, or I can ask it more stuff. I can ask it more questions around what's going on. I can ask it to reformat my to-do list to make it a little easier to digest and actually workable. So here I'm just telling it that I want it in a table and here's the columns I want. At least an hour saved where I've not had to trawl through all of my Teams messages, all of my emails. The honest bit at the end here, it's not perfect. It will occasionally miss a thread or include something that's already been resolved, for example. The output here is a starting point, not a finished report. But You compare doing this manually, and as I say, it saves me at least an hour every single morning. And every week, every month, that adds up and just gives you back more time to actually get the work done you need to do. SharePoint project pages, internal wikis, they all start as clean, well-intentioned spaces, but over the course of the project, they become a graveyard of half-finished meeting notes, contradictory status updates, actions with no owners, and free versions of the same risk list. Now you've got to get up to speed on a project you've just been handed, or you're writing a status update and trying to get everything correct and right. You're not sure what you've missed. So here's what I do to get up to speed quickly, or to pull the up-to-date status updates from my projects. So I come in and again, I will open up the researcher agent. You can see it's given some examples of tasks you can have it do. I'm going to go in with the prompts, create me an executive status report on insert project name here. Include key wins, milestones, risks, anything else that's important to you that you in your context of what's going on, and include a high-level executive summary. And then we're going to go and make sure that all the sources are selected, so emails, SharePoint site, all the good stuff where all of that information lives. And then we're going to kick it off and away we go. So straight away, it's going to come back just with some clarification questions. We'll go through those, we'll answer it, or you can just skip it and just whack continue, and it will do its best job to figure out the best answer for you. And there we go, off it goes, starts to put its relevant resources, and we will wait for it to finish now. Right, here we go. So it's pulled together the status update for me for this project, past 7 days. It's given me what it believes is the overall project status, high-level blockers, high-level updates, and then as I've asked for, it's given me the key wins, links to sources, so the specific emails or documents that it's referenced to get that update. Always go and double check. Here's a clue, always go and double check. And it's giving me my risk issues, my next steps and all that good stuff, and I can convert this straight into a Word document, and then I can go and take the updates and give it to whatever stakeholder needs it, or just for my records. You can ask it more questions about the research it's done. You can ask it to create a specific email update if you want to, Teams message to whoever needs it. I've asked it to create a presentation overview, so it's given me a high level, this is what the slides would look like. It's not particularly good at actually creating the deck yet. Nowhere near where Claude is, for example, where in Claude you can literally give it your template slide and it will go and create the deck for you. It's amazing. This isn't quite there yet, but again, it's got access to the data you need. So here's the honest summary. Copilot at work is most useful for reducing your admin load, pulling information together, summarising what exists, pulling together meeting notes, getting you up to speed and on board faster. It is not a replacement for your expertise or your judgment. It doesn't know your stakeholders. It doesn't understand the politics. It doesn't know which project lead actually delivered and which one is just chronically optimistic. Think of it like a fast corporate intern, genuinely useful for finding out and organising information, dangerous the moment you stop actually thinking. Use it for the admin, always make the decisions yourself. If you found this useful, please subscribe, because I'm covering practical AI tools for people with actual jobs that live actual lives, not just productivity guru content, stuff that actually works. Drop me a comment down below, tell me about the one AI tool that your company rolled out that you actually use. I'm genuinely curious to see what's actually making the cut out there, what's being useful and what is just corporate noise. Thanks for watching, hit subscribe, hit like, and if you want more practical AI tips weekly in your inbox every Monday, you can join my newsletter, link is down in the description. Stay peachy.